Hello everyone and welcome, it's Eclectic Kelpie, and this is Adult Color Glasses, the show where I rewatch childhood media satirically and sincerely. And today we are going to be playing Mermaids, because we are going to be watching the first episode of H20, Just Add Water, Metamorphosis. I loved Mermaids when I was little. I have distinct, fantastic childhood memories of me and my sister playing in the blow-up kiddie pool in the backyard, and just enjoying. And it's so funny because there's the jokes online of oh, do you want to go play Mermaids? But that was real. And yes, I do want to go and play Mermaids, because who doesn't enjoy whimsy? Who doesn't want to be out in a lagoon enjoying the day, figuring out what mermaid power you have, picturing your tail? Who doesn't want to enjoy magical and whimsical mermaid pretend experiences? Because let's be real, if you could control when you turned into a mermaid, would you not choose to be a mermaid? That's all I gotta say about that. So I'm very excited. This show came out in 2006 and I loved it. I can't remember what it was on. It might have been Nickelodeon. But anyways, yes, I do remember watching it when I was a child, and I loved it, and I was like, me too, bestie, me too, please. Send me over to Australia, put me in the pool, I want to be a mermaid. So, yes, I'm very excited to rewatch this. It's been a number of years. I did do a rewatch many years ago in my adulthood, and I remember it still holding up, so I'm really excited to watch it again today. Get to enjoy the Mermaid Magic. Yeah. So let's jump in to H20 Just Add Water, Episode 1, Metamorphosis. Immediately, the theme song slaps. It is perfection. Like I've said about a bunch of the early 2000s TV show theme songs, a lot of them slap. This one is such a bop. It's so fun. I'm so here for it. I love it. Iconic. Iconic. The two has a mermaid tail. They're just so cool. I just love... Oh, man. I want a mermaid tail. Actually, I do want a mermaid tail. I want to get one of those silicone ones because they just look so fun. I know you have to do training and stuff for it because it's emergency escape and yeah, that kind of stuff. But wouldn't they just be the best? Wouldn't this just be so cool? I love it. I feel like Cleo has the best power out of the three of them. I prefer fire powers, so I like Ricky's because she is the closest to that, but I feel like Cleo's is just the most practical. Emma, yeah, okay, freezing water, that's cool, boiling water, that's cool, but manipulating water and actually having hydro manipulation, that is practical. That has uses. Yeah, so does freezing and so does boiling, but water manipulation, Cleo got the best one for sure. It's really cool that Emma and Cleo both went on to the Vampire Diaries in the originals. Well, the originals, but that's such a fun little side note. I feel like their careers went pretty well after this, because this was iconic. She's just a baby. Look at her. She's so young. That's crazy. Wow. This was oh my gosh. Next year, the show is going to be 20 years old. We're not going to think about it. We're going to get way more into it as we go through the episode, because I already was pre-thinking about this. But could you imagine how much it would suck that if you touched water literally any time, you would have maybe a minute approximately to be able to go and find a big enough body of water to be a mermaid in. Like, my biggest thing to think about is, like, how do you wash your hands? That's a huge, I mean, we all should be washing our hands. Like, how could you be able to, like, cook? You know, you're, like, cooking meat or something. I guess you wear gloves, but, like, still. How do you... Going to the bathroom would be the worst experience. That's so stressful that you would have to, like, just chill as a mermaid until you dried off every time you went to the bathroom. That's why I feel like, love this premise, love all of the components, and obviously the, like, transforming anytime you're in water is, like, the whole point of having any kind of conflict, and, like, that adds urgency to a lot of the episodes, and there's, like, stakes and stuff, but, like, man, that would actually suck. Being a mermaid like that would actually suck. Especially, like, well, I guess the only reason they turned into mermaids was because of a magical pool next to the island. Like, they're living in a place that would facilitate being around water a lot, but, like, think about if you, like, accidentally... Think about this. You're on vacation. You went to Australia. You had a beautiful experience. You got to go and bask in a moon pool on the night of a full moon. It bubbled. There was magical. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful experience, and you had the best time of your life. You come home. You live in a big city. There's not a lot of... For example, I live in Canada. It rains all the time where I live. It's, or, like, snow. It's always wet. There's always, and, like, I think they did a snow episode one time. Or, like, did they do a snow? There was something with snow. Anyways, it's wet all the time. How would you function? There's no, like, I'm living in a city. Like, how would you find, like, a place to just, like, jump into water? There's not just water all over the place. But there's rain all over the place. So you would never be able to leave your house, literally at all. You wouldn't be able to wash your hands. You wouldn't be able to, like, function. I feel like at that point, I would just abandon my real life and go and live in the ocean. I'd be like, you know what, guys? I think that's okay. I'm going to tap out of this reality. And I'm going to go... find a nice coral bed, and that's where I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be a part of the anemone. I'm gonna be a part of the anemone. I'm gonna be a part of the ocean ecosystems. And that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm just gonna be like, oh, she mysteriously disappeared. The real ones would know. The real ones would know. But at that point, what are you gonna do? You just gotta be like, okay, I'm done. I'm tapping out. The real world kind of sucks anyways, so go be a mermaid, is the takeaway of this. This guy's just the worst, though, honestly. I mean, I love the enemies to lovers with Ricky, you know, whatever. He kind of gets a redemption arc, kind of. But, like, I just don't understand the being an asshole to people just to be an asshole to people. Because realistically, like... It's so much more effort to put in to being actively the worst. Whereas you could just not do this. You could just not. And then it's fine. You just move on. But no. Active douchebaggery. Stop it. Also, this is, like, the worst because she can't swim. So, like, this is actually... Like, not even just like, oh, he's kind of being like, that's not nice. That would be terrifying. Awful. And the reason why he's being mean to her is because she's here. Men. Derogatory. Ricky, though, is such a mood. I love her. She literally, like, look at this. Bestie leaped. She's like, girl, I got you. I love her. Okay, this little montage section is giving Mary-Kate and Ashley, Our Lips Are Sealed, when they also are in Australia and they're doing like the jet ski thing. And it's just feeling very, very early 2000s nostalgia, and I'm just loving it. There's such a very specific vibe with like the music and the visuals and the like, I don't know, but this is so like, ugh, so good. Also, like, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful city. I would love to go. The only thing is that I hate spiders. Mako Island. The epic adventure begins! You know, the like, oh, sharks are scary. Like, if you're not bugging them and there's not any like feeding situation going on. I mean, granted, depends on what kind of shark, of course, but like, it's really not that dangerous if you're just kind of going over and like landing on the beach. But yeah, I guess like people are scared of sharks, and this was kind of in the recently post Jaws era, I guess, where sharks were getting a lot of negative propaganda. But I would totally go swimming with sharks. So that would be really cool. And as long as you're chill and they're chill and they're not trying to like eat you, I feel like that would be cute. I've swam with dolphins before. It can't possibly be that different other than the sharks have teeth. But dolphins are also dangerous. So, but yeah, sharks are cool. Okay, but like the visuals of this island are so beautiful. It's giving a little bit Black Sails, Pirates of the Caribbean, like a marooned pirate island, and I'm really here for it. She has a Razor flip phone. Oh my god. Iconic. Loved it. Almost as good as a Nokia. This might be like the stupidest thing to say, but like, was that real? Because I feel like that's not how it works now. Technology has surpassed needing for higher ground. Was it actually a thing that if you got to higher ground, that you'd be like at a better chance to get a signal rather than being like open on a beach? I feel like it would be hard in the world that we live in now to not be able to find a signal somewhere. 2006 problems. Also, just like side note really quick, these kinds of shows are so fun because they're little time capsules of their era. Like, a Razor flip phone? That's insane. And obviously, like, the fashion but like, yeah, it's so cool to like see flashbacks of, you know, just like life, or like what was cool, what was used, what was like popular enough to make it into shows and that sort of thing. Like, it's really like, that it's just so cute. It's so reminiscing. It's so nostalgic. This literally, like, okay, look at this. This is so beautiful. Where else in the world would it be better to play Mermaids, honestly? Nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Going through, like, a crevice, descending into an unknown cave system. I feel like if that, oh man. I feel like if I knew that I was going to be able to get out, and if I was going to be a mermaid after that, I would endure it. However, this would be so terrifying. The worst. And that the friends are like real good friends, because to jump in after her, like, that's real good friends. I probably would if it was like that kind of a situation, but the worst. Although actually, the tunnels, it doesn't look like that tight actually. So maybe it's not so bad, but like, bruh. No. Oh, actually, no, that opening is fine. How did she even fall? It's not... I mean, I guess once she, like, slipped and, like, was like, it's, like... But, like, girl... I thought it was, like, a hole in the ground for a second, the way that she was, like, descending, but this is very much just, like, an opening in a rock. You could walk. I don't even know if you'd have to slide. It's not that deep. Okay, I think... I think it has to be a perspective thing that that is just not getting articulated very well here, because that was really bad and that was bad. I can almost picture the mat that she, like, dropped into as she was going down this tunnel. Oh my god, even the perspective. Okay, this is so... Okay, that's actually really funny. Because she fell sideways, Ricky's looking straight forward, like she... Oh my god. That... Okay. Suspend your disbelief. It's fine. That was just really funny. Oh, yeah, okay, so the opening of this tunnel is, like, huge... And then it narrows in, but, like, honestly, it doesn't look that serious. And she, like Ricky, like, shot down there like it was, like, a roller coaster slide, like one of the metal slides. Like, that's... Yep. Enjoy the ride. Okay, we have to operate with this was 2006. We have to operate that this was 2006. But I'm thinking, like, don't these things usually have, like, GPSs? Like, this was 2006. But I feel like now, there's no way. There's no way that they would just, like, get lost. Right? There would be, like, no world where they would be stranded on an island like this at this time of life. Which is also crazy to think about. This is a product of its time with how this is all set up. Because one, they had a cell phone and they were just, like, you know, out in the world. They would probably have service. Probably have data. And they would probably have, like, a GPS situation on the boat. Because that feels practical. That feels like if you're getting on a boat, then you're gonna have a GPS signal. Also because they took it from the guy who's, like, super rich and, like, whatever. So, yeah, that's crazy to think about that. And the moon pool. Iconic. This is where the journey actually begins. This is where we go from just regular people into mermaid fantasies. Excited, love it. Wouldn't you want to dive in there, though? Like, that's so... Look at her. Look at the beautiful pool. That is a spa vacation setting. Like, this is gorgeous. Were they... It's dark outside. Have they been traversing this cave system for literal hours? Or is this just the magic of this environment and it's nighttime because it has to be a nighttime moon system for them to be able to become mermaids and whatnot? Because that's insane that these teenagers were not being accounted for by their parents, and people know that they, like, went off. I mean, granted it was, like, the asshole guy, but, like, still, like... Or even the, like, guy on the boat that they passed and waved to as he was, like, paddling along near the city. Like, people saw them out and about on a boat heading out into the ocean. You'd think that there would be, like, a Coast Guard system, so if they've actually been missing for the hours that is indicated by the sun being gone and the moon and the stars are out and it's all, like, dark, like, deep nighttime, like, you'd think that there would be, like, a patrol And they couldn't have possibly gotten that far. Like, Mako Island can't possibly be, like, that far away from the mainland. So, like, yeah, the setup is, like, just kind of crazy to think about. Like, everything had to go exactly wrong to get them here. But also, that would never happen. I don't even think in 2006 that, like, they wouldn't have, like, people patrolling. Like, they have a Coast Guard. All, like, close to the sea places would have access to rescue services, I feel. Right? That's wild. Anyways, it's either magical nighttime or there's some neglectful parents out there who haven't reported their kids missing. I'm gonna say, I feel like her not being able to swim, as she's like a person who lives near a lot of water, is really irresponsible of her parents. Like, extraordinarily irresponsible of her parents that they didn't put her in swimming lessons right away. Even my mother put me and my sisters in swimming lessons, like, immediately as soon as we possibly could go into swimming lessons, because it's a basic life skill, one. And two, it's necessary. Especially for, like, you know, like, that's insane that she can't swim. And I feel like, yeah, okay, this is like, oh, she turns into a mermaid and then she doesn't ever have to be afraid anymore because she can just, like, exist in the water and it's fine and everything's great and there's personal growth and stuff. But, like, that's actually, like, the implications of her not being able to swim when she's, like, an island living person is crazy, because you actively have to, like, when you're by water like that, you actively have to be, like, not seeking the opportunity to learn to swim. And even if she was scared of water, her parents should still have put her in lessons, because how do you become unscared of water? You learn to swim so you don't drown. And that's a life skill. Neglect. Also, no, I can't comment, because if you're scared of water and you don't know how to swim, even holding your breath for like 20 seconds, being, like, uncertain with yourself, like, I imagine that would be terrifying. Even if she has these two other people who are, like, gonna help her, and all she has to do is, like, make a 20-second, like, thing. But, like, if you can't swim, then of course this would be, like, really difficult to be in this situation. Ah! They're turning into mermaids! Look at the magic! That's all I want in life, is to go into a magical moon pool and have bubbles elevating from the water and then turn me into a mermaid, as long as I have the power to turn at will. Because that would be, again, the worst. That's kind of a little bit unhinged, if you think about it. Emma is supposed to be, like, this champion swimmer, right? So, like, shouldn't she be the one helping Cleo? Especially because they've been friends forever. But, like, Ricky is a real one. She's a girl's girl, because she's the one who's helping Cleo. And they, like, just the first time they've talked was, like, today. That's crazy. Wow, so yeah, they actually were out for many hours. And yeah, the rescue services came. They're fine. It's fine. But, like, many hours stranded on an island. Okay, she can't swim, but she's doing it. So, like, did she mean that she would prefer not to swim because she's doing it? Or they just didn't know how to, like, safely have her act like she doesn't know how to swim. So they had to be like, yeah. I don't know. Feels a little suspicious. Yeah, that would be pretty terrifying, actually. And now I feel like is a good time to talk about how this would actually, like, ruin a life if one was, like, not gonna be happy about it, but that's why you have to be able to control the mermaid powers. Control, maybe not the first time because you don't know that you have the mermaid powers, but every time after that should be able to control when you grow your tail. Because this is actually crazy. This would not be fun. To just be like, oh, my entire existence now is going to be hindered and dictated by my proximity to water. And that would really suck for Emma because she's like literally trained and now she has to give up like her whole life's trajectory because I think she like had planned to like be an Olympic level swimmer and she was like doing all the things and then like now she has to pick a new life path and it just would suck. Especially as a teenager, you're already dealing with a lot of stuff, and now... However, I love it. I would want to be a mermaid. Just not like this kind of mermaid. I would kind of want to be like a selkie, I think. Because that's when you, like, take it on and off yourself. Like, selkies are seals, but they are, like, have the ability to be people. So they are a magical ocean creature. However, they can like take off their skins and then be human for a little bit. And there's some things with that though also that are unfortunate, but I'd want it to be like that. Like you choose when you are magical and you choose when you look mundane. That's perfect. I think this would be the worst one. She's literally just out in the open. She's just having a day and sprinklers come on and then just like poof. Like this would be the most horrific. Because at least like Emma's already in the ocean. She's fine. Cleo's in her own private bathtub. She's fine. Ricky's out on a lawn. The worst. Because like what do? You're just stuck on a lawn and you don't know like... You don't know. This is the first time they've ever been mermaids. Like, literally, what would you do? I feel like I would panic. I feel like I would try to, like, roll myself into the water. Like, there's, like, what is it called? A situation. A marina, if you will. That's what it's called. I would try and just roll myself over yonder and... try to make a grand escape because like this is very stressful. This would suck. Actually, how does she get out of this situation without being seen? And how does she get out of this situation? Because she doesn't know that she has to dry. And it would take like hours to dry. No? Like a whole entire body of like a person would take a long time to dry. So she's just like chilling out there. And also the grass is damp. So the dampness would continue to like seep onto her person, so there would be no getting dry. It would be multiple. This is a horrific situation. I feel like in the context in which this is being depicted, that's rough, buddy. That's even worse. 10 seconds. I was thinking like, oh yeah, like maybe they have like a minute or so, but like. That's crazy. Could you even imagine? You're like trying to boop really quick. No, you're done. I wonder what the like physiological components of mermaids are in terms of their like breathing abilities. Is it like gills like a fish or is it like a whale or like a dolphin, like mammals that live in the ocean? Like, do they just have, like, extraordinary lung capacities, or can they, like, breathe underwater? I feel like the sequel series maybe touched on that. But I don't remember. Yeah. I feel like they have to still be mammals, right? Like, that is also less fun. I want it to be a situation where they can do both. They can breathe, but they can also like stay underwater forever because that's way more interesting and powerful. But wouldn't this just be the most fun thing in the entire world, is to get to be a mermaid and just go and enjoy and explore? Like, this would be the best. But only if you lived in a place where the water was, like, good. You know? Like, I don't know if I really want to, like, do that here in North America. That would kind of, I feel like, nah. I feel like you gotta go to, like, a nice ocean. Like, a warm tropical ocean where there's, like, like, I don't know. I feel like here would just be, like, dull. But Australia, that looks great. I feel like these would be, like, the best, like, being, oh man, that's one of my, like, dreams, is to be, like, in a fantasy show or movie and be, like, a cool creature. And, like, I can only imagine how physically demanding this would be to do, like, all of the underwater components, and, like, this would be, like, long days. But, like, that would be so fun and so cool. Yeah. One day goals. Put me in a fantasy thing. I want to be magical for real. I don't know if people would care nowadays, really. I feel like this would just be, like, marketable. Right? Like, hire a real mermaid to, like, you could make this your own side hustle. I don't know if people would be, like... I mean, I feel like, yes, exploitation would be, like, rampant. But I feel like nobody would care. I feel like the world state that we live in at this point is, like, it would just be like, yeah, okay, bestie, pop off, like, enjoy, have a great tale, like, but I don't think that people would care that much. Like, it wouldn't be that sensational. Like, it'd be super, super cool, but, like, I don't think that people would receive this the same way as they're, like, anticipating it being like, oh my gosh, it's so scary, we're gonna get dissected. Like, I don't know. Okay. Well, that was an abrupt ending. Yeah, that was a super abrupt ending. I don't remember the episodes just kind of, like, being like, okay, yeah, we're done now. But yeah, oh my gosh, that was so fun. That was so fun. H2O just add water. What a good vibe. What a fantastic experience that was. You know what? I think it still holds up. I think it's just a fun, like, it's kind of cringy. It's kind of like, it's funny for how outrageous some of it is sometimes. But I think that just makes it so much more charming. Yeah, this was a really fun episode. So I'm really glad that I got to watch it again. I feel like, I gotta give this a 4 out of 5. I feel like maybe a 4.5 out of 5. I think maybe, is it a 5? I think it's gotta be a 5. Because even the, like, little things that I feel like, oh, that's kind of, like, no, it just, yeah, I'm giving this a 5 out of 5. This is so fun. It's so cute. It's so, like, outrageous in the best kinds of ways. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. This was such a delight. Let me know in the comments what mermaid power and what tail color you would want. I would want, like, a teal and green and sort of like an ocean vibe, like a tropical ocean kind of tail with some sort of, like, I don't know, cool design on it. I would want to be kind of rainbow fish, but, like, with green and blue and teal and turquoise, that sort of thing. I feel like that would be really cool. And a mermaid power, I feel like I'd want to be able to control the weather. Give it very, like, siren vibes of, like, oh, I'm gonna make it rain, I'm gonna make storms, but then I'm also gonna have nice sunny days lounging on a rock. That sounds fantastic. But yes, let me know what mermaid power you would want, because let's go play mermaids. If you enjoyed this episode, consider giving a like and subscribing if you want to continue joining us on all of our adventures. But with that, thank you all so much for watching. Everything with love, and we'll see you next time in the treasure trove. Bye!